Hey, howdy. Hey, y'all. How's it going today? I have with me fabric pieces, basically leftovers, scraps. So, we are going to create a project with this today. So, if you want to see what I do with all this stuff, stick around and I'll show you what the project is today. Hit like and subscribe. And thank you all for being here with Creating Hanley. I'm the Hanley of Creating Hanley. So I appreciate you being here today. And you can kind of see my cats in the background a little bit. I have two. The black one is Sabrina. And the tiger is Bella. So I have a panther and a tiger. I love it. My kitties. They're super sweet. Anyway, so thanks for hitting like and subscribe and coming on to this creating journey with me. Today we are sewing, and I am going to use this fabric in these some fabric from these boxes and create mosaic tiles, or sometimes they're called stained glass, or maybe broken tiles. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this fabric, and I have cut 1 inch, oh, it's black fabric, so maybe you can't see against my jacket there. So I have cut 1 inch black, just plain black yardage into 1 inch strips. You can see it against there. So, and I chose 1 inch, or you can do 1 inch or less. Any wider than 1 inch, and I think it'll be too thick, because when you take off a 1/4 inch on each side, that's a 1/2 inch. So the 1/2 inch, when I fold this in half, right? So you take 1 inch, and then you just fold it in half, and it becomes a 1/2 inch strip. So it's going to be that thick between the mosaics, or the broken glass, or the broken tile, or whatever you want to call it. We'll see what I come up with in the title. But I wanted to show you how I have my scraps organized. So I have them in these boxes. It doesn't matter whatever box you want to use. I just picked up this from the store, and I labeled them. So this is crumbs. And crumbs, and I know people throw this away, but I don't. So crumbs are super small. Crumbs are like the salvage edge. Like a super small little piece that is a wonky cut. I have even, like, this cut off from a side, and this was left on. I saved these like half square triangles. It's just a triangle. I saved like all these from a project. Guys, I save this stuff. Where else is like something like super crazy? Oh, like I have some lace in here, like and I have like this piece that I made I cut a circle, like it was a Christmas ornament project, and I did not throw this part away, because I knew I could use at least this little square part of it. Yeah, that's me. I'm that gal. But look at all this fabric that I did not throw into the trash, and I can use it. Now, I don't save the super trimmings. That I put into a pillowcase, and I do save that though too. And I have a pillowcase about half full, like a regular size pillowcase, about half full of trimmings. And what I do with that is I make pillows with them. Or I made this super huge pincushion. I mean, look how big it is. It's like 2 hands. I made this super huge pincushion, and I put this thing, and I love it. It's heavy, and it has some heft to it, and I can pull these out, and I don't get, the thing doesn't fall off or anything. You know what I mean? It's heavy. It's got some heft. It's when I pull these out, it doesn't move. So maybe I'll make some future project with you guys with that too. Chances are I probably will. But anyway, probably not tonight, because it's 3 a.m. So, but look at all this energy I have, and it's snowing outside, and the roads are white. So, I know I won't be going into work in the morning. It'll be a 2-hour delay. Anyway, look how tiny this is. This little fabric square. This is less than an inch square, right? This is like an inch square. I saved this from a project that I just did. You probably just saw that video. And like, look at this, like super, it's not even like a regular triangle. It's like a wonky thing. And I even have pieces that have batting on. Like I cut off, a project and it has batting on the back of it. So, look how thin this strip is. Like, I could probably just toss this, into the pillowcase. But I'm thinking, well, maybe I could use something, that. So this is crumbs. This is the definite crumb. Like, crumb. Like when you have cake and there's like crumbs, or cookies and there's crumbs. This is the crumb box. So it's not full yet, so we're good. I can still put more in there. And then the next box I have is called scraps. Right here. Scraps. Now, I know some quilters, their scraps are like, maybe like fat quarters. I don't know what they consider scraps. Scraps are pretty big for a lot of people. But this I consider a scrap. It's bigger than a crumb. But look, it's like a wonky size. Like I could probably cut 2, maybe 3 2-inch squares out of that. And that'll be okay. But this is like what I save. And like stuff like this. And like here's a big scrap piece, right? So this is really soft, and it's almost like batting, but it's not. It's just a super soft cotton, and so that's there. And like I have this. This was almost from a project. This didn't make it into a project, and so this fell into the scrap box. I have like scraps. So these are bigger pieces of cut off pieces from projects. So those are what I call scraps. And then I have, so a lot of quilters or people who sew would probably have thrown that away. I'm not. And then this, this is my crumb box. Oops. This next box is called strips. So I call this one strips because it's similar to the scraps and the crumbs, but they are all different types of strips. This one is a strip set. You probably saw this in a recent video too. This was cut off from a strip set that I had created with you on film. And then I have this was from a Christmas quilt, so this is a big long strip, and it's the selvage edge. You can see the selvage on there, so it's a big strip. So everything in here is a strip. This is a very wide strip. This is almost, with the fabric. And then I have smaller strips. So like this, for example, this is actually a wonky strip because it goes from, wider to thinner. So, and then this is a strip that I cut specifically, actually, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe. I know what project I did this on. And I cut a bunch of these, but I didn't use them all, and they're like bricks, almost. And I have a bunch of them right in here, and I used a lot of them in a project. It was actually a braided, the pattern was a braid. I forget if it was called a French braid or chevron, maybe it was a chevron. And I used it in that project, but I cut too many, and so I didn't need all these. So now these are all the same size, And I could probably do another chevron or a braid pattern, but it took me a lot of time to cut all these, but I really like it. And so it ended up in this strip box. And so what I'm going to do today is use these scraps. Probably not the strips and not the crumbs, because the crumbs are just super small. But these scraps, I'm just going to use these scraps, and we are going to develop a stained glass, or maybe like a mosaic tile. With this can be grout. I've heard this called grout. Or you could call it like sashing, or between stained glass, they had that black lead. Usually it was lead between stained glass. So, like in real stained glass in churches and such. So that's what we're going to do today. That's the project we're going to do. So I'm just going to put these aside because we don't need strips and the crumbs. But we do want the scraps. So I'm just going to leave this scrap box open right here next to me. You can actually see it. I'm going to pull this cutting mat up behind me. In fact, I might get my rotary cutter here. So this is the rotary cutting mat, so you can see it turns. So if I place this down, and I like the fact that it has these finger edges on the side, so I can just turn it. And then I place my project on the top here, and then I can just spin it around, sit and spin. And if you guys have been watching along, you know recently I've been having trouble with my rotary cutter because I needed a new blade. Well, I switched a new blade before I got on camera. So we got a new blade on here, and it is butter. It is super smooth because I cut these strips, and it was perfection. So always start with like a new needle in your machine, and a fresh blade, and maybe sharpened scissors when you start a new project. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Again, welcome back, friends and family. I appreciate you here today, and we are going to develop this this mosaic tile stained glass block. And I want it to be about a 12.5-inch block because I want it to be a backing for a project that I'm already working on, that I did actually a previous video for. So let's just hop right in. So what we do is we take, just going to set this aside, and because you guys already know, if you've been watching me for a period of time, you already know that, yeah, I'm still on my laptop computer camera. So if anybody knows, how to take my video from my iPhone to my MacBook, that would be great. I would love the help on that, but right now the two aren't really talking to each other, or at least maybe it's user error. I don't know. This Hanley can't get it. I don't know. But anyway, we're on my laptop, and so I have everything set up right here, my little area, so that I can just swing around behind me and do this, and then swing over here and do the ironing, and then right here in my box is the scraps. Okay, so what you want to do is kind of get like kind of a big-ish piece, and that's why I'm not using the super small crumbs, because I just want like a big piece. And you know how tiles or stained glass has a grout or the lead around all sides of it? Well, that's what we're going to do with these tiles. So, again, you don't need to see me right now, so we're going to switch this camera down. And do you guys know this is a plastic? So this is a really nice piece. It was kind of pricey, but I don't know, I guess it's worth it. So I really like it. I got it from like a sewing accessory place online. I forget what this is called. Yeah, but it's like a little extra tabletop. And I really like it because, one, it gives me the sewing space here where I can put my fabric. And two, it actually, which is I didn't realize it at the time, but it gives me like an extra place under here to hold things. So here's my workspace right here by my sewing machine. It keeps everything level. And then under here, it's a nice little storage. So anyway, this is a good camera angle, I think. I'm just going to back it up a little bit so you can see kind of what's going on. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I put black thread in my bobbin, and I'm using black thread on the spool because my grout is black. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to place this right sides together and sew it. And actually, I'm going to fill up this line. So I'm going to, maybe I don't want to use black, although I could, but I'm going to put like this on. And so you can see my black strip here. And then I just put like this on there. And then I'll put something else. Oh, here's a nice blue. And then this will finish off that little strip. So this will be perfect. So let's just sew this down. Now, you can kind of pin that in place if you want to. You don't have to set it up ahead of time like I did. But since it's on camera and the camera's rolling, I'm just going to do it this way. Not a big deal. You don't really have to do that. Again, it's totally scrappy. So you can do like a scant 1/4 inch. Now again, you already know that your I'm gonna start over here, guys. No, I'm not. I'll just do this. You already know that your black strip is 1 inch wide. So if you use a 1/4 inch, then you know that if you use a 1/4 inch on both sides, you're only going to have a 1/2 inch showing between the tiles. And you'll see how that works in a minute here. All right, so can you see how I did that? Now, oops. Uh-oh, the thing fell. Now, I got to be careful. If you have pets around, you don't want to lose your pins on the floor because the pets can step on it, or they can, lick it up, or they can get it on their nose. So you have to be super careful about stuff like that. And children, of course, little children. Yeah, so you just want to be careful. And if you go around your house barefoot, which I never do, but if you go around your house barefoot, then you step on a pin. I mean, hopefully it's flat, but sometimes, it gets caught on your toe or something. But anyway, let's look. So I cut these apart, and then when you open them up, do you see how that's created that black edge here? Same thing here. Creates that black edge. And now some quilters I've noticed, they just kind of finger press. But to me, when you finger press, this is what happens. Like, it just pops up. You guys can't really see that. So it just it pops up. So I have this iron right here next to me, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Maybe you can see. I'm just going to take advantage of that. And then if you want to, you can add a little steam. Now again, I just have a squirt bottle that I just do that. So, and there, that lies more flat. So you can kind of see that. It lies flat, right, against the white. Okay? So, you can set your seam. Set your seam. And then again. So there, that is. Okay? Now, I don't need like this whole strip, so I'm just gonna cut a little bit off. Like maybe I'll cut like that off, okay? And then, so what you want to do, and again, this is very colorful, so I can cut anywhere and it looks new and creative and fun and different. So I'm going to cut it just like that. And then I can create more strips. So I can see this black next to it. I don't know. Is that going to be too much black? Oh, maybe not. That could be fun. So let's try that. We're going to put that on here. And then, how about some red? How about like Valentine's? We'll throw that on here. And then maybe a little piece. So this is like super big, right? So maybe I can cut, oops. So I could cut this straight and then put that here. Okay, and again, I don't need to pin it, but just for video's sake, I'll just stick a pin in here. And alright, sew this together. Okay, so scan 1/4 inch. Now that one's a little wonky, so that's going to be a little smaller. So I just cut these apart from this here. Cut those apart. And then again, I just open this up. Okay, now I want to start putting these together because this video is getting a little long and I don't want it to be that long. So I'm just going to cut this like maybe right here in half, and I'm not going to use this part. But so if I want to put these together, so that actually works pretty well. So I'm going to put a black strip in here. So I'm just going to measure this out like this and then cut it and then put this on this side. Again, right sides together, but the black usually doesn't really have a right side, but if it did, you'd want to put right sides together. And so you can see how I did that, right? And then from here, I'm just going to put this on this end. Okay. Okay, now you can see how we're starting to develop this block. Yeah? Alright. Now, this is gonna need, I just may have screwed myself over right there. Yeah, so I'm going to sew. So this is going to need a black strip, but then this is already thick. This is already thick there. So I kind of screwed up on that one. Okay. I'm I'm not sure if that's gonna work, guys. I think I just might have made this really funky already. I gotta think about this. Okay, I am not happy with that. I'm not happy with that. Probably because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and maybe I'm not really thinking things through. But anyway, it's kind of fun watching people make mistakes, right? So I'm just going to take this out. Ooh, I hear a car passing out front of the house. Oh my gosh, guys, it's snowy. I don't know who's driving around at 3 a.m., but yeah. You know that sound when it's been snowed heavy? It has snowed heavy? Yeah. Okay, anyway, so that's gone. Now, I want to create, maybe I'll create a block around this. Okay. Now I'll cut this here. No, see, I'm kind of already screwing up. All right, so I want... And then I open that up. Okay, so I think this will fit on here like this. Okay, there we go. So now we have grout in between. All right. Here we go, like that. And then, okay, so I'm going to put some grout in between here. And then put these together. should go like that. Okay, now I'm going to cut that. Actually, yeah, cut that. So, yeah, let's look at this. So, if you look at this, I can attach this here, and then I can cut that. All right. So, how else do I want to do this? So, maybe I can put this on here. I just want to get kind of big enough pieces where I can start putting them together and show you how this is going to come together as a block. Alright, so how did I have that? Kind of like this, maybe. Oops. Uh-oh, what did I miss? What happened? Oh, I have a system malfunction. System malfunction. Oh no, guys. Alright. Something happened there. I'm just gonna switch to this one. Okay, now how did I have this? It's like on here, right? I was gonna do this. Okay. So, let's try this again. Let's do a little test. Alright, that should be good. Alright, do you see how we have this so far? Okay. Now, just so you know, on the back, I am ironing the seams towards the black. What that does is it diminishes the shadow between, the black shadow on both sides, but it also pops the grout up to the top. So if I were to shift the seam to the other side, it would bring this part to the top of this fabric. So I'm actually creating a little bit of a two-dimensional or three-dimensional aspect to it by bringing the grout, the black sashing, to the top instead of pressing it to the bottom. So I'm making that more prominent. Okay, so now you can start to see, like, if I put, some more sashing and things along here. So let's do, let's do maybe something like this. So let's put some sashing along here. Now I'm starting to get, now it's starting to get too much. I am tired and I'm not thinking right. I actually like this. I'm just getting more grout here. I actually like this edge piece. I'm going to try to salvage that. Salvage. I'm going to salvage the salvage. Nice. I like it. Alright. Cut that. And then I don't need all of this, so I'm just going to do that. And then create two sides on there. Okay. Now, oh, that fits perfect. Let's put these together. Okay, can you see how that worked? That's pretty nice. I'm going to iron these. And then this is like a little dog ear, so I'm just going to cut that off to clean up that edge a little bit. Now I have this piece. And I have this piece. Okay. So, where did my other piece go? Oh, here it is. So I have this piece. So I can sew these together. And then that'll be a little shorter. But that might work out pretty well. Let's find something else. Maybe this will work. I'm not sure, guys. So let's find something else in here. What do we got? Oh, we have some Christmas, like white. Ooh, how about this vibrant color? I like this. So let's create a little, oh, let's do like this full length here. What do you think about that? Oh, maybe this way. Does this work? Yeah, that works. Okay, so I'm going to put sashing here and here. I'll create this. Maybe I will do the black. Okay, let's just do this. We'll put a strip here. We'll put this strip here. Actually, let's do the cherries just because. And then maybe, what do we have here? Like maybe something like this. I'll throw this on. And then, how about some Americana with a salvage edge, just to be kind of different and a little scrappy. Oh, here's another star piece. Alright, this kind of works. I'm going to square this up a little bit though. See how I just made a crumb? That's crazy, right? We're not going to do that. We're not going to put that in this piece, but I have, it's like in my DNA. I don't know. I have to make a crumb out of that. One more thing on here. Maybe, oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man? Spider-Man. Let's do Spider-Man. This is like super small. Maybe I don't want it that small. Okay. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, this would be perfect. This is just a perfect size. Oh my gosh. I couldn't have done that if I had tried. Okay. There we go. Alright. Now I have this longer strip. And so I'm just going to cut these apart. Now I have to start piecing these together because this video is like super long. I don't know how I get them to be this long. But anyway, I want to put these together so you guys can see. Okay, so let's do quick ironing. All right. Okay, so I have like this opportunity to do this, so I'm going to do this. Can't do that yet. Now, I think there might be an easier way to do this. I might be taking this the long way, but it's a way. So maybe I'll come back at another time and show you another way to do this that might be a little bit better. But just put that on the edge there and then line that up. Line this up. Another 1/4 inch seam allowance, or a scant 1/4 inch. And then you create this block, right? And then, again, I just like to press in between each one so it doesn't become like a bunched up mess. So look at, oh, you know what I did, guys? Because this was already a half square rectangle, I did not put sashing in the middle. That's actually a mistake. But maybe it works because this is a black fabric. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it. So, I'm going to put a black sashing along this side. And then we have to get some of these pieces sewn together so we can make a real block and so you guys can see what's going on. I think you already get the concept, right? Okay. And so, all right. Let's put some of these things together. So we can put black sashing in between here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a problem. Yeah, so when this stuff starts to happen, like, I know it's, now 3:30 a.m. It's time for me to, like, pack it in, right? Okay, so we're going to set this aside. I don't know what's going on with the machine. So, something got tangled. It might be time for this to get cleaned out. So that is one thing that you want to do. I talked about getting new needle, getting a new, blade, sharpening your stuff, but I did not clean out underneath here, and you should probably do that too, because I'm sure there's a lot of lint built up. Usually I do that every once in a while, but I didn't do that before this project. Yeah. Okay, guys, you know what? It's time for this project to be over. So, see what happened? See what happened? Not good. It's time for this project to be over. So basically what you do is you put these together, sew these together, sew these together, so you can see like there's grout in between each of these. You would sew grout on the sides, here, and then here, and then that can be your block, right? So that's how it would look, and then you can, make it bigger if you want, add some over here, add this part here with the grout in between everything, and okay, so you get the concept, you get how that works, right? So that would be how it comes together. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to finish this in this video because I don't have a pause button on here. And like once it stops, it stops. So that's that project. I might have to redo this whole video. I don't know, guys. But anyway, that's kind of what's going on right now. You could call that mosaic tiles, broken china plates, stained glass, so something like that. So you can kind of see these are like pretty much square. Now you can also make them wonky, and maybe in the next video I'll show you how to do it like on angles and different things. So there's that. Alright guys, I don't know, thanks for sticking with me, and I hope you try this and let me know how it goes for you. Alright, have a great day. We'll talk later. See ya. Bye.